the deep end on a Sunday night from my phone. Won't you join me? Take my hand as we go off the edge together into the wild blue yonder, into the nether regions, into the land of the unknown, as we rifle through the texts and learn some interesting things about that great book we call the Bible, where we are in Jeremiah chapter 38, verse 3. That's where we're going to start today. I'm going to chit chat and hold up the thing until some folks show up, and that's what's going to happen. And see from there. Could be interesting, could be life changing, could alter the very nature of reality itself, or it could be just a fun Sunday night. Could be that. It's probably that. But you know how it is. We'll figure it out as we go, as we always do. I'm glad to be able to be here. I had a show last night in Jacksonville, North Carolina. That was quite fun, but quite the ride also. But got to do it in style. I rode down there in a big old van where I had the whole back seat to myself, and I just laid back on a nice soft pillow and smoked cigarettes and watched as the traffic went by. And we got there. It's nice, comfortable, and in style. I like it like that. Don't always get to travel that way, but we did that night. So lovely as always. I hope things are going well with you as you join me in this video for either live or reruns. Either way, as long as you're here, that's all that matters. I'm in a relatively chipper mood tonight. It's odd though. It got cold all of a sudden. It's been hot for the past 2 weeks, hot and sunny. And tonight, cold and rainy. Go figure. It must be like 60 degrees outside. It's not that cold, but cold enough to you don't want to have the AC on. Sometimes North Carolina weather surprises you because it flip flops like it has no idea what it's doing. But that's the nature of weather. You know how it is. Where's my posse at tonight? Where is everybody? It is 8 o'clock, right? I suppose you'll show up eventually. It is Sunday after all, and I'm on my phone, so I probably didn't get notifications. It'll be that way for another week at least. And then I'll be back to the regular scheduled program the proper way, done through my studio. But until I get everything sorted out around here, I'm going to have to do it on the phone. That's just the way it is. But I'm doing it, and that's all that matters. Not going to miss it, even if I got to drive down to McDonald's and do it from their Wi-Fi. We're going to get it done one way or the other. I have considered commandeering my sister's shop on Sunday nights and Monday nights. She has Wi-Fi down there. I might just drive down there and set up shop and do my podcast from her studio. Or not. We'll have to see. Have to wait till after. By the way, just in case I haven't said it, I'm pretty sure I haven't said it. Happy Mother's Day to everybody that's a mother. If you're not a mother, you don't get Mother's Day. But if you're a mother, happy Mother's Day. I'd give anything to say happy Mother's Day to my mom. And I've said it, but I don't know if she heard it or not. But if you're fortunate enough to have your mother, give her flowers and hug her neck and tell her how much you love her and appreciate her because she's done all kinds of things for you, surely. So happy Mother's Day. And I hope you have a great one. And I hope that all your dreams come true. Hello, person. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. I don't know who you are yet, but if you talk, I'll say hello. Hey, there's an April. Happy Mother's Day, April. Happy, happy, happy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope that everybody has been spoiling you rotten, showing you the appreciation a mother deserves. Your mother. How are you this fine evening? I'm excited. I'm ready to get started. Had a pretty good show last night. Had a decent turnout. Weird crowd though. Very mixed crowd. But they seem to enjoy it, and that's all that matters. And gonna have another fun night next Saturday. Yeehaw. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 14th. I think it's the 14th. Yeah. And the 15th. So I got another place on the 15th to play. So that's going to be a fun weekend. Thankfully, though, they're closer to home. The last night was pretty far out there. Hey, just a second. We're at Bob Evans leaving. So let me say goodbye to my brother Mike and Mom, and then I'll be right there. Well, tell them I said hello. Please do. I got to send a text anyway. Hang on a second. And that's the way that cookie crumbles. Tell Mike and Mom that I said hello and happy Mother's Day. Not to Mike, but to the mom. Great. I finally got my motorcycle running again. Got that done yesterday. Well, I got half of it done. I still got to put another thing on it, but it's running anyway. As long as I charge the battery up, it's good. But I got to put the thing on it that does the charging. Sorry about that. It's a job. It's another one of those job texts. Nobody ever texts me unless they want me to work. I guess that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. Can't complain about that. I do apologize for the chirping. I imagine that's rather loud on your end. It's coming right through my microphone, so I hate for that. But everybody knows I go live at 8 o'clock. Choose 8 o'clock to start texting. It's just the way it is. All right. Just a few more minutes to let a couple more people file in as it do, and I'll get started. As I said, we are in Jeremiah chapter 38, verse 3. That's where we're going to start today. That's where we left off last week, and see where the good book takes us. It's a pretty interesting story thus far. Talking about most of it's been the Lord telling through Jeremiah the cities that he has been trying to save all this time that he's done. He's had enough, and he's going to let them have a little punishment for a while. And they've got basically two choices. You can go out there and die by a sword, or you can be taken captive and be a slave for a while. Those are the only two choices. You can have one or the other, but there's no other way out. And so they have to make up their mind as to what they're going to do. They can go out and fight, but they're going to lose. They're going to die. Or they can just surrender and be slaves for a while. If they're slaves for a while, though, there'll be an appointed time for that, 7 years or so, however long it is. And then the Lord will bring them back into their land and restore them to their full nature, because he is not without mercy. He knows and recognizes these people need punishment, and he's willing to administer that punishment after many, 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 many chances. However, even though he's going to punish them, he's offering them a way out, a way to get back to the status that they're accustomed to. All they have to do is follow the rules, and the rules are simple. Don't worship false gods around my stuff. In fact, don't do it at all. And you'd think that'd be easy to do, but it seems like they have trouble doing it. Anyway, that's where we're at. And we're almost to the end of that story. And it's not going to work out so well for the people because they are hard-headed and thick-necked, stubborn people. They don't learn very easily. Much like the people we live around today. Seems like the harder things get, the worse they get. Never even occurs to them to change up their ways and do something a little different. They just buckle down, double down, and see what happens. All right. Hey. Still texting me. Sorry about that. All right. One more minute. We'll get started. One more minute with you. I wish I could have filmed some of the show last night. I've tried this before with my phone, and the video turned out all right, but the audio was garbage. Couldn't hear anything but blare. So I haven't figured out a way to do that yet. Unless I do it with my camera, set it out across the room. But then I'd have to upload the video and sync it to the phone, and it just ain't worth it. But I'll figure out some kind of way to do it. And I think it'll be all right. But I did get a little bit of behind the scenes backstage stuff for you. Let you see the setup process and watch everybody doing their various things. It's kind of interesting. And a lot of waiting. A lot of sitting around waiting for showtime. Especially when you're traveling. Because you got to leave way early to get there way early to make sure everything's set up on time. And then it's just a matter of waiting. Now, when you play local, you don't have to leave until right before showtime. Get there just before the show starts and you're fine. But if you're out on the road, you got to be there like 6 o'clock. So you got to sit there from 6 to 9 doing nothing. Maybe get something to eat. Maybe take a nap. Maybe catch up on some reading. It's kind of how it goes. There's a lot more to playing music than just playing music. All right, it's 8:13. Might as well get started. If you got your Bibles handy, crack them open to Jeremiah 38:3. That's where we're at. That's where we're going to start. And he says, "Thus saith the Lord, this city shall surely be given into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which shall take it." You are doomed. You have no chance. It's going to happen. You're going to lose. Therefore the princes said unto the king, "We beseech thee, let this man be put to death. For thus he weakened the hands of the men of war that remain in this city, and the hands of all the people in the speaking of such words unto them." Don't shoot the messenger, guy. You can't kill this guy just because he's telling you what God said. He's not making you weak. You're already weak. You were weak to start with. That's why God's telling you what to do. You ever thought about that? For this man seeketh not the welfare of this people, but the hurt. Well, no, he doesn't seek it. He doesn't want it to happen. He's just reporting that it's going to happen. It's not his choice. Jeremiah is not the guy bringing you down. In fact, you are. You're the one that seeks hurt for your people. You're the one that hasn't considered the well-being of the people. That's why God's angry with you. That's why you're going to lose this battle. Keep that in mind as you traverse the world. Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes you need to adjust. You need to make alterations in your trajectory to please God. And if you do so, God will in turn reward you. And that's just the way it is. Then Zedekiah the king said, behold, he is in your hand, for the king is not he that can do anything against you. I'm not touching him. If God sent him, I'm not going to be the guy that kills him. So be my guest. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malchiah, the son of Hamelech, that was in the court of the prison. And they let down Jeremiah with cords. They dropped him down into a deep pit. And in the dungeon there was no water but mire. So Jeremiah sunk in the mire. It's like soot. It's like silt at the bottom of a lake. You know, it's real liquidy, but it's not drinkable. It's just like soft sand. So he sinks down into the mire. So that's not a very pleasant place to be for Jeremiah. Now, when Abedmelech, the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs which was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon, the king then sitting in the gate of Benjamin, Abedmelech went forth out of the king's house and spake unto the king, saying, my lord the king, these men have done evil in all that they have, and all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet. This is an evil thing you're doing. You probably shouldn't be doing this. Whom they have cast into the dungeon, and he is like to die for hunger in the place where he is, for there is no more bread in the city. We can't feed our prisoners, and you just put him in a dungeon. He's going to die down there if you don't get him out. Then the king commanded Abedmelech the Ethiopian, saying, take from hence 30 men with thee, and take up Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeon before he dies. Awful nice of you. You're the guy that let him get put there, but okay. So Abedmelech took the men with him and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took thence old cast clouts and old rotten rags, and let them down by cords into the dungeon to Jeremiah. So they made a makeshift rope to pull him out with, out of old rags and tattered clothes and such. But they got him. And Abedmelech the Ethiopian said unto Jeremiah, put now these old cast clouts and rotten rags under thine armholes, under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. Wrap it around your arms under here, and we'll pull you up. So they drew up Jeremiah with cords and took him up out of the dungeon. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison, just not down in the dungeon. He stayed in prison. Mama says she loves you. Little Mike, Sonny, and Devin say they love you, and I love you. I'll be with you in a minute. And I'm listening to you now. Well, thank you, dear. And I love all of them too. God bless you, and happy Mother's Day. Then Zedekiah the king sent and took Jeremiah the prophet unto him into the third entry that is in the house of the Lord. And the king said unto Jeremiah, I will ask thee a thing, hide nothing from me. I'm going to ask you a question. You better be telling me the truth. Then Jeremiah said unto Zedekiah, if I declare it unto thee, wilt thou not surely put me to death? If I tell you the truth, aren't you going to kill me? And if I give thee counsel, wilt thou not hearken unto me? If I tell you what to do, you're not going to listen to me. So what's the point? So Zedekiah the king swears secretly unto Jeremiah, saying, as the Lord liveth that made us this soul, I will not put thee to death, neither will I give thee into the hand of these men that seek thy life. Okay, no, now we're negotiating. Now we got a pretty sweet deal on the table. I'm not going to die, nor be turned over to these people that are trying to hurt me. So I'll tell you what you want to know. Then said Jeremiah unto Zedekiah, thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, if thou wilt assuredly go forth unto the king of Babylon's princes, then thy soul shall live. If you go turn yourself in and give up, you will live. And this city shall not be burned with fire, and thou shalt live in thine house. Not only you, but all your family will live too, if you go turn yourself in and become a slave. That's your only choice. The other alternative is death. But if thou wilt not go forth to the king of Babylon's princes, then shall this city be given into the hand of the Chaldeans, and they shall burn it with fire, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand. You will die, and the city will be burnt down, and your family will die. That's your alternative. Be a slave or be dead. It's pretty simple. And Zedekiah the king said unto Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Jews that are fallen to the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hands, and they mock me. He's afraid of being mocked. His alternative is slavery or death, and he's worried about his people mocking him. That ought to tell you where the heads of the leaders are of this world. They're a little bit self-centered, a little self-involved. But Jeremiah said, they shall not deliver thee. Obey, I beseech thee, the voice of the Lord, which I speak unto thee. So it shall be well unto thee, and thy soul shall live. Above all, you'll live. I'm trying to save your life here. I'm begging you, listen to me. Do what I'm telling you to do. God's telling me, and I'm telling you. If you don't listen, I can't help you. But if thou refuse to go forth, this is the word that the Lord hath showed me. And behold, all the women that are left in the king of Judah's house shall be brought forth to the king of Babylon's princes, and those women shall say, thy friends have set thee on. In other words, they're going to get raped. And have prevailed against thee. Thy feet are sunk in the mire, and they are turned away back. So they shall bring out all thy wives and thy children to the Chaldeans, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand, but shalt be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon, and thou shalt cause this city to be burned with fire. Then said Zedekiah unto Jeremiah, let no man know of these words, and thou shalt not die. Don't tell anybody else what you've told me, and nobody's going to kill you. But if the princes hear that I have talked with thee, and they come unto thee and say unto thee, declare unto us now what thou hast said unto the king, hide it not from us, and we will not put thee to death also what the king said unto thee. Then shalt thou say unto them, I presented my supplication before the king, that he would not cause me to return to Jonathan's house to die there. In other words, so he wouldn't be put back in prison and die. I told the king what he wanted to hear. That's what he said to say to him. Then came all the princes unto Jeremiah and asked him, and he told them according to all the words that the king had commanded. So they left off speaking with him, for the matter was not perceived. They didn't get it. They didn't understand what had happened. He successfully tricked them out of killing him. So Jeremiah abode in the court of the prison until the day Jerusalem was taken. And he was there when Jerusalem was taken. And in the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it, and they won. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up. That's it. That's all she wrote. And all the princes of the king of Babylon came in and sat in the middle gate. Even Nergal-shazzar, and Samgarnebo, and Sarzachim, and Rabaris, and Nergal-shazzar, and Rabmag, with all the residue of the princes of the king of Babylon. Now, those are some names. Those Babylonians know how to name their kids. Utterly unpronounceable names. And it came to pass that when Zedekiah the king of Judah saw them, and all the men of war Then they fled and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the king's garden, by the gate betwixt the two walls. And he went out the way of the plains. In other words, he escaped out through a field. But the Chaldeans' army pursued after them and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. And when they had taken him, they brought him up to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. Then the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah in Riblah before his eyes, made him watch his sons get killed. Also, the king of Babylon slew all of the nobles of Judah, killed them all right there while the king watched. Moreover, he put out Zedekiah's eyes and bound him with chains to carry him to Babylon, a blind man now. And the Chaldeans burned the king's house and the houses of the people with fire and break down the walls of Jerusalem. And it's his own damn fault. He was warned. He was told, if you'll go submit yourself now, you'll live and there will no harm come to you. But if you refuse, you're going to die. And everybody's going to die. And the city's going to get broke up. And that's exactly what's happening. Then Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive into Babylon the remnant of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away, that fell to him, with the rest of the people that remained. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left of the poor of the people, which had nothing in the land of Judah, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time. Now Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, gave charge concerning Jeramiah to Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, saying, take him and look well to him, and do him no harm, talking about Jeremiah. But do unto him even as he shall say unto thee. Whatever he asks for, you give him, because he told me a long time ago what was going to happen, and I believed him. This is Nebuchadnezzar speaking now. So he took Jeremiah out of captivity and gave him anything he wanted, because he was there and he understood what was happening. So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, sent and Nebuchadnezzar, Rabsaris, and Nergal-Shazzar, Rabmag, and all the king of Babylon's princes, even they sent and took Jeremiah out of the court of the prison and committed him unto Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, Ahikam, 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 the son of Shaphan, that he should carry him home. So he dwelt among the people. It's very nice. Nice ending for Jeremiah. Is it over, though? We'll see. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah while he was shut up in the court of the prison, saying, go and speak to Abedmelech the Ethiopian, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring my words upon this city for evil and not for good, and they shall be accomplished in the day before thee. But I will deliver thee in that day, saith the Lord, and thou shalt not be given into the hand of the men of whom thou art afraid. So I'm going to do evil to your city, but I'll make sure you're safe. That's what he's saying. For I will surely deliver thee, and thou shalt not fall by the sword, but thy life shall be for a prey unto thee. I'm going to use you as bait, but you're not going to die, because thou hast put thy trust in me, saith the Lord. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. After that, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had let him go forth from Ramah, when he had taken him, being bound in chains among all that were carried away captive of Jerusalem and Judah, which were carried away captive unto Babylon, which is where he said they would go. And the captain of the guard took Jeremiah and said unto him, The Lord thy God hath pronounced this evil upon this place. Yeah, he sure did. Now the Lord hath brought it, and done according as he hath said, because ye have sinned against the Lord, and have not obeyed his voice. Therefore this thing is come upon you. If you don't listen to the voice of God, bad things come upon you. It's common sense. It's not even hard to understand. And now, behold, I loose thee this day from the chains which were upon thine hand. If it seem good unto thee to come with me into Babylon, come, and I will look well unto thee. I'll take care of you. But if it seem ill unto thee to come with me into Babylon, forbear. Behold, all the land is before thee. Whether it seemeth good and convenient for thee to go, thither go. Go wherever you want to go. But if you feel like it, come with me to Babylon. I'll take care of you there. Now, while he was not yet gone back, he said, Go back also to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon hath made governor over the cities of Judah, and dwell with him among the people. Or go wherever so it seemeth convenient unto thee to go. So the captain of the guard gave him victuals or food, and a reward, gave him some money too, and let him go. So he made sure he had food and drink and a little bit of spending money and sent him on his way. Now Jeremiah is free once again. Then went Jeremiah unto Gedaliah the son of Ahikam to Mizpah. Hello. All right. And dwelt with him among the people that were left in the land. Now, when all the captains of the horses which were in the fields were even they and their men heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah the son of Ahikam governor in the land, and had committed unto him men and women and children, and of the poor of the land, of them that were not carried away captive to Babylon. Then they came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, even Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, and Johanan and Jonathan, the sons of Kareah, and Sariah, the son of Tanhumeth, the son of Ephi, the Netophathite, and Jezaniah, the son of Makathite, they and their men. And Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, sware unto them and to their men, saying, Fear not to serve the Chaldeans, dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. As for me, behold, I will dwell at Mizpah, to serve the Chaldeans which will come unto us. But ye, gather ye wine and summer fruits and oil, and put them in your vessels, and dwell in your cities that ye have taken. You go your way, I'll go my way. Likewise, when all the Jews that were at Moab, and among the Ammonites, and in Edom, and that were in all the countries, heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant of Judah, and that he had set over them Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, even all the Jews returned out of all the places whither they were driven, and came into the land of Judah to Gedaliah unto Mizpah, and gathered wine and summer fruits very much. They became fruitful, as it were. They started to profit once again. Once they realized that God's plan had started to take effect, and that the city had been remade and regoverned, and now it's a safe place to go. So they returned and started being profitable once more. Moreover, Johanan, the son of Kareah, And all the captains of the forces that were in the fields came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, and said unto him, Dost thou certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, hath sent Ishmael the son of Nathaniel to slay thee? But Gedaliah the son of Ahikam believed them not. Never doubt somebody when they say they're coming to kill you. You have to trust that they are. You can't make that assumption. Someone points a gun in your face, you have to assume they're going to use it and act accordingly. Don't assume they're joking, because that could end badly for you if you do. Then Johanan the son of Kareah spake to Gedaliah in Mizpah secretly, saying, Let me go, I pray thee, and I will slay Ishmael the son of Nathaniel, and no man shall know it. Wherefore should he slay thee? And all the Jews which are gathered unto thee should be scattered, and the remnant in Judah perish. But Gedaliah the son of Ahikam said unto Johanan the son of Kareah, Thou shalt not do this thing, for thou speakest falsely of Ishmael. I don't believe he's coming to kill me. I think you're lying. So no, don't go kill him. Now it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael the son of Nathaniel, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, and the princes of the king, even 10 men with him, came unto Gedaliah the son of Ahikam to Mizpah. And there they did eat bread together at Mizpah. Then arose Ishmael the son of Nathaniel, and the 10 men that were with him, and smote Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, with the sword, and slew him, whom the king of Babylon had made governor over the land. Apparently, dude was telling him the truth, and he should have listened, because now he dead. You see where that gets you when you don't take wise counsel to heed? When somebody tells you something wise, you listen to it. At the very least, consider it. Even if you don't believe it, you can't assume they're lying to you, because the alternative is worse. So remember that in your everyday life. When somebody comes up blabbering to you, even if you think they're full of crap, heed what they're saying and pay attention. Don't put yourself in a position to be slew with the sword, metaphorically. Ishmael also slew all the Jews that were with him, even with Gedaliah at Mizpah, and the Chaldeans that were found there, and the men of war. He got them all. And it came to pass the 2nd day after he had slain Gedaliah, and no man knew it, that there came certain from Shechem, from Shiloh, and from Samaria, even 80, 20, 40, 60, 80 men, having their beards shaven. They were clean shaven. That's weird to see in those days. These guys must have looked like dandies. Had their beards shaven and their clothes rent, and having cut themselves with offerings and incense in their hands to bring them to the house of the Lord. That's not what God wants, by the way. He don't like it when you cut yourself. He don't like it when you shave your beard off to prove that you're some kind of sissy boy. That beard signifies strength and wisdom. That's why it's important to have in those days. And Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, went forth from Mizpah to meet them, weeping all along as he went. And it came to pass, as he met them, he said unto them, Come to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam. And it was so, when they came into the midst of the city, that Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, slew them too. He just drew them right into his trap and cast them into the midst of the pit, he and the men that were with him. This Ishmael is turning out to be quite the nefarious assassin. But 10 men were found among them that said unto Ishmael, Slay us not, for we have treasures in the field of wheat and of barley and of oil and of honey. So he forbare and slew them not among their brethren. Now the pit wherein Ishmael had cast all the dead bodies of the men whom he had slain because of Gedaliah was it which Asa the king had made for fear of Baasha, king of Israel. That's a story from way back. Asa and Baasha, remember them? And Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, filled it with them that were slain. He filled that pit right up to the top. A lot of dead bodies in that pit. Bad place to be. On the business end of the sword of Ishmael. Then Ishmael carried away captive all the residue of the people that were in Mizpah, even the king's daughters, and all the people that remained in Mizpah, whom Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had committed to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, and Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, carried them away captive and departed to go over to the Ammonites. Bad people. But when Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him heard of all the evil that Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, had done, then they took all the men and went to fight with Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, and found him by the great waters that are in Gibeon. Now it came to pass that when all the people which were with Ishmael saw Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, then they were glad. I bet that's their rescue coming. So all the people that Ishmael had carried away captive from Mizpah cast about and returned and went unto Johanan, the son of Kareah. But Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, escaped from Johanan with 8 men and went to the Ammonites. Then took Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, and all the remnants of the people whom he had recovered from Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, from Mizpah. After that, he had slain Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, even mighty men of war, and women, and children, and eunuchs, whom he had brought again from Gibeon. And they departed and dwelt in the habitation of Chimham, which was by Bethlehem. So that's the location, is near Bethlehem. To go to enter into Egypt because of the Chaldeans, for they were afraid of them, because Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel, had slain Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, whom the king of Babylon had made governor in the land. So yeah, I'd be scared of them too. They don't know who killed him. They just know he's dead. Then all the captains of the forces, and Johanan, the son of Kareah, and Jezaniah, the son of Hosahiah, and all the people from the least even unto the greatest came near, and said unto Jeramiah the prophet, Let, we beseech thee, our supplications be accepted before thee, and pray for us unto the Lord thy God, even for all this remnant. There's that word again, remnant, the small sliver of people that are left that actually believe what God teaches. For we are left but few of many, as thine eyes do behold us. In other words, you can see everybody that's left right here. It's not very many people. That the Lord thy God may show us the way wherein we may walk, and the thing that we may do. Always ask your Father for guidance in where you go and what you do, because your actions matter and where you are matters. So always ask God to show you the right place to be and how to get there and what to do when you get there. It's a good practice. Then Jeremiah the prophet said unto them, I have heard you. Behold, I will pray unto the Lord your God according to your words. And it shall come to pass that whatsoever thing the Lord shall answer you, I will declare it unto you. I will keep nothing back from you. That's the role of a prophet, to say exactly what God told him to say. And nothing more. Then they said to Jeremiah, The Lord be a true and faithful witness between us, if we do not even according to all the things for the which the Lord thy God shall send thee to us. In other words, God is good. God is great. And everything he tells us to do, we'll do. And everything he instructs us through you, we'll do. Whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord our God, to whom we send thee, that it may be well with us when we obey the voice of the Lord our God, as it always is when you obey the voice of the Lord. It will always be a good thing that you do so. It'll never be a bad thing. It's never the wrong choice. And it came to pass after 10 days that the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah. Then called he Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, and all the people from the least even to the greatest. And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, unto whom ye sent me to present your supplications before him. If ye will still abide in this land, then will I build you and not pull you down. I will plant you and not pluck you up. For I repent me of the evil that I have done unto you. This is what God is saying. I repent. I ask for forgiveness for the evil I've done. Be not afraid of the king of Babylon, of whom ye are afraid. Be not afraid of him, saith the Lord. For I am with you to save you and to deliver you from his hand. And I will show mercies unto you, that he may have mercy upon you and cause you to return to your own land, which is what God intended from the very beginning. But here's the caveat. If you say, we will not dwell in this land, neither obey the voice of the Lord your God, saying, no, but we will go into the land of Egypt, where we shall see no war, nor hear the sound of the trumpet, nor have hunger of bread, and there will we dwell. And now, therefore, hear the word of the Lord, ye remnant of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, if ye wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt and go to sojourn there, then it shall come to pass that the sword which ye feared shall overtake you there in the land of Egypt, and the famine whereof ye were afraid shall follow close after you there in Egypt, and there ye shall die. You see, God is pretty serious about his people staying in the land he gave them. He doesn't like it when people intermingle with other people. You can call that whatever you want to call it. You can put whatever label on it you want. God don't like it. He likes you to stay where you're planted, with whom you're planted, you see? And so he says, if you'll stay here and do what I tell you to do, I will build you up and make you a great nation. I will feed you. I will take care of you. I'll provide for you and I'll answer your prayers. But if you're bound and determined to go over into another land that I didn't give you, ruled by somebody I didn't appoint, then you'll die there by famine and by the sword and by all the things you're terrified of, the reason you want to leave this place in the first place. If you stay, I won't let that happen. If you go, it will surely happen. So shall it be with all the men that are set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there. They shall die there by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, and none of them shall remain or escape from the evil that I will bring upon them. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, as mine anger and mine fury hath been poured forth upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so shall my fury be poured forth upon you when ye shall enter into Egypt, and ye shall be an execration and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach, and ye shall see this place no more. We will never come home. The Lord hath said concerning you, O ye remnant of Judah, go ye not into Egypt. Now certainly that I have admonished you this day. Know certainly that I have admonished you this. I've gotten onto your ass today. Be sure you know it. This is a good old-fashioned ass chewing. But you stay right here where I put you. You do not go into Egypt. You don't belong there. For ye disassembled in your hearts when ye sent me unto the Lord your God, saying, pray for us unto the Lord your God, our God. And according to all that the Lord our God shall say, so declare unto us, and we will do it. Remember when you said that? Well, this is what he said, now do it. And now I have this day declared it to you, but ye have not obeyed the voice of the Lord your God, nor anything for which he hath sent me unto you. Now therefore know certainly that ye shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, in the place whither ye desire to go and sojourn. And it came to pass that when Jeremiah had made an end of speaking unto all the people, all the words of the Lord their God, for which the Lord their God had sent him to them, even all these words, then spake Azariah, the son of Hoshea, and Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the proud men, saying unto Jeremiah, thou speakest falsely. The Lord our God hath not sent thee to say, go not into Egypt to sojourn there, but Baruch, the son of Neriah, setteth thee on against us, for to deliver us into the hand of the Chaldeans, that they might put us to death and carry us away captives into Babylon. This is fake news. This is a guy who has been brainwashed into thinking something because that's what he wants to think. That is not what God said. God was very clear in his instructions, and guess what's going to happen when he don't listen? He's going to die. And so it goes over and over and over again. These people will not learn. They just keep making the same mistakes. So Johanan, the king of the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces and all the people obeyed not the voice of the Lord to dwell in the land of Judah, which is where they belong. But Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces took all the remnants of Judah that were returned from all the nations, whither they had been driven, to dwell in the land of Judah, even men and women and children, and the king's daughters, and every person that Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had left with Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, and Jeremiah, the prophet, and Baruch, the son of Neriah. So they came into the land of Egypt, for they obeyed not the voice of the Lord. Thus came they even the Tampines. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah in Tampines, saying, take great stones in thy hand, and hide them in the clay in the brick kiln, place where you fire bricks, which is at the entry of the Pharaoh's house in Tampines, in the sight of the men of Judah. Let them see you do it. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will send and take Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and will set his throne upon these stones that I have hid, and he shall spread his royal pavilion over them. And when he cometh, he shall smite the land of Egypt and deliver such as are for the death to death. In other words, every death that's caused, he'll cause a death to happen. And such as for captivity to captivity. Every person that's been held captive, he'll hold more captive. And such as are for the sword to the sword. Everybody that lives by the sword will die by the sword. And I will kindle a fire in the houses of the gods of Egypt, lowercase g, and he shall burn them and carry them away captives, and he shall array himself with the land of Egypt as a shepherd putteth on his garments, and he shall go forth from thence in peace after he destroys Egypt. He shall break also the images of Beth Shemesh, that's a false god, that is in the land of Egypt, and the houses of the lowercase g gods of all the Egyptians shall he burn with fire. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwelled in the land of Egypt, which dwelled in Migdol, at Tampines, and at Noph in the country of Pathros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense and to serve other lowercase g gods, whom they knew not, neither ye nor your fathers knew them. These are not your gods, yet they went and worshipped them, and that's why I destroyed them. And I'm about to do the same thing here. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abomination or this abominable thing that I hate, says God. Don't do it. Don't worship false gods. Don't do this thing that I hate. I hate it. Don't do it. But they hearkened not. They didn't listen, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness to burn incense unto other gods, lowercase g. They would not stop doing it. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth and was kindled in the cities of Judah and all the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate as at this day. Therefore, now thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off you, man and woman, child and suckling, out of Judah, to leave you none to remain, in that ye provoked me unto wrath with the works of thy hands, or your hands, sorry, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the king of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled even unto this day, neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut you off all Judah. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed and fall in the land of Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword, and by the famine they shall die. From the least even unto the greatest. It doesn't matter who you are, what kind of privilege you have, you will die by the sword and by the famine, and they shall be an execration and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem, by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, so that none of the remnant of Judah which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall escape or remain. that they should return into the land of Judah. They're not going to come back. They'll never see this place again. To the which they have a desire to return to dwell there. For none shall return, but such as shall escape. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee. We're not going to listen. Doesn't matter what you said. We don't think it's true. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth. We'll do whatever we want to do. You can't stop us. Oh, yeah? Watch what happens next. To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven. There is no Queen of Heaven, by the way. And to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers. Their fathers never did such a thing. Their fathers knew better. Our kings and our princes in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. Did I skip a page? Nope, I didn't. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and we have been consumed by the sword and by famine. Yeah. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven, and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her, and to pour out drink offerings unto her without our men? Question mark. Did we do all those things? Yes, you did. Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men, and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, The incense that ye burned in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your kings and your princes, and the people of the land, did not the Lord remember them? And came it not into his mind? Hey, George Ward, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. So that the Lord could no longer bear it because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abominations which ye have committed. Therefore is your land a desolation, and an astonishment, and a curse, without an inhabitant, as it is this day. Yes, it is. Because ye have burned incense, and because ye have sinned against the Lord, and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord, nor walked in his laws, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies. Therefore this evil has happened to you, as at this day. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto all the people, and to all the women, Hear the word of the Lord, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, Ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths, and fulfilled with your hands, saying, We will surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, to pour out drink offerings unto her. Ye will surely accomplish your vows, and surely perform your vows. Therefore, hear ye the word of the Lord, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, saith the Lord, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in all the land of Egypt, saying, The Lord God liveth. I'm taking my name back. I'm buying back my introduction. You don't get to use it anymore. You're going to die, and you don't get to call my name anymore. That's what God said. Sounds like God is a little bit miffed at these people. Behold, I will watch over them for evil and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine until there be an end of them. Yet a small number that escape the sword shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah, and all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall know whose words shall stand, mine or theirs. Who you think is going to win this battle? Those men or God? My money's on God. And this shall be a sign unto you, saith the Lord, that I will punish you in this place, that ye may know that my words shall surely stand against you for evil. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will give Pharaoh Hophra, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies, and into the hand of them that seek his life, as I gave Zedekiah, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, his enemy that sought his life. The word that Jeremiah the prophet spake unto Baruch, the son of Neriah, when he had written these words in a book at the mouth of Jeremiah, in the 14th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, unto thee, O Baruch, thou didst say, woe is me now, for the Lord hath added grief to my sorrow. I fainted in my signing, and I found no rest. Hey, Sepson, Trichnosis, you win. Excellent. Welcome to the show. Thus shalt thou say unto him, the Lord saith thus, behold, that which I have built I will break down, and that which I have planted I will pluck up, even this whole land. I'll take it all. I brought you into this world, and I'll take you out of this world. That's what God is saying here. And seekest thou great things for thyself? Seek them not. For behold, I will bring evil upon all flesh, saith the Lord. But thy life will I give unto thee for a prey in all places whither thou goest. You'll be a prey everywhere you go. You'll be taken advantage of. You'll be attacked. You'll be mugged and beaten down, stolen from. You will be a prey everywhere you go. You don't stand a chance. Your life is over. The word of the Lord which came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Gentiles, against Egypt, against the army of Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, which was by the river Euphrates at Carchemish, which Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, smote in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah. Order ye the buckler and the shield, and draw near to battle. Harness the horses, and get up, ye horsemen, and stand forth with your helmets. Furbish the spears, and put on the brigandines. Wherefore I have seen them dismayed and turned away back, and their mighty ones are beaten down and are fled apace. Look not back, for fear was round about, saith the Lord. Let not the swift flee away, nor the mighty man escape. They shall stumble and fall towards the north by the river Euphrates. Who is this that cometh up as a flood, whose waters are moved as the rivers? Egypt riseth up like a flood, and his waters are moved like the rivers. And he saith, I will go up, I will cover the earth, I will destroy the cities and the inhabitants thereof. Come up, ye horses, and rage, ye chariots, and let the mighty men come forth, the Ethiopians and the Libyans that handle the shield, and the Libyans that handle the bent bow. For this is the day of the Lord God of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him of his adversaries. And the sword shall devour, and it shall be satiate and made drunk with their blood. For the Lord God of hosts hath a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates. Go up into Gilead, take a balm, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt. In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. The nations have heard of thy shame, and thy cry hath filled the land. For the mighty man hath stumbled against the mighty, and they are fallen both together. The word that the Lord spake to Jeremiah the prophet, how Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, should come and smite the land of Egypt. Declare ye in Egypt, and publish in Migdol, and publish in Noph and Tampines. Say ye, stand fast and prepare thee, for the sword shall devour round about thee. Why are thy valiant men swept away? They stood not, because the Lord did drive them. He made many to fall. Yea, one fell upon another. And they said, Arise, let us go again to our own people and to the land of our nativity. From the oppressing sword, there's no escape, buddy. Sorry, you brought this on yourself. You were warned 3 times, and still you went. Still you did whatever the hell you wanted to do. And now you're going to pay the price, and you can't escape it. You can't run from it. It'll be wherever you go. That's the nature of vengeance. Learn it, understand it, and change your ways, because if you don't, you will fall by the sword, the very sword that you tried to avoid. They did cry there, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He hath passed the time appointed. As I live, saith the king, whose name is the Lord of hosts, surely as Tabor is among the mountains, and as Carmel by the sea, so shall he come. O thou daughter dwelling in Egypt, furnish thyself to go into captivity, for Noph shall be waste and desolate without an inhabitants. Egypt is like a very fair heifer, but destruction cometh. It cometh out of the north. Also, her hired men are in the midst of her like fatted bullocks, for they also are turned back and are fled away together. They did not stand, because the day of their calamity was come upon them, and the time of their visitation, in other words, their death. The voice thereof shall go like a serpent, for they shall march with an army, and come against her with axes and hewers of wood. They shall cut down her forest, saith the Lord, though it cannot be searched, because they are more than the grasshoppers and are innumerable. They are more than you can count coming after you, more than the grasshoppers. So don't even bother looking to see when they come, because they're going to devour everything. The shall be confounded. She shall be delivered into the hand of the people of the north. There's nothing she can do. The Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saith, Behold, I will punish the multitude of No and Pharaoh and Egypt with their gods, lowercase g, and their kings, even Pharaoh, and all them that trust him. And I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives, and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, and into the hand of his servants. And afterwards it shall be inhabited, as in the days of old, saith the Lord. It'll be like it was back in the old days. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel, for behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and be in rest and in ease, and none shall make him afraid. That word rest is the same word we say all the time, Shabbat. It's the peace of God. It's the refuge in which you can find comfort under his wings, metaphorically speaking. Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith the Lord, for I am with thee. For I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have driven thee. But I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure. Yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. You're going to get some of it. There's no way out of it. You've done wrong. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to hurt you just a little bit, though. Within measure. The pain I will inflict will be according to the evil you have done, but it won't end you. I'll make sure you survive, and I'll take care of you from afar off. But I'm kind of mad at you right now, so you're going to have to deal with what's coming your way. That's what God said. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Philistines before that Pharaoh smote Gaza. Thus saith the Lord, behold, waters rise up out of the north, and shall be an overflowing flood, and shall overflow the land, and all that is therein, the city, and them that dwell therein. Then the men shall cry, and all the inhabitants of the land shall howl. At the noise of the stamping of the hoofs of his strong horses, and at the rushing of his chariots, and at the rumbling of his wheels. The fathers shall not look back to their children for feebleness of hands. They'll be trembling like this. Because of the day that cometh to spoil all the Philistines, and to cut off from Tyrus and Zidon every helper that remaineth. For the Lord will spoil the Philistines, the remnant of the country of Caphtor. Baldness is come upon Gaza. Ashkelon is cut off with the remnant of their valley. How long wilt thou cut thyself? Remember those guys that were cutting themselves and shaving their beards? It's not a good look. God doesn't like it when you do that. So he's asking them, how long are you going to do that? It's kind of silly. Why are you doing it? O thou sword of the Lord, how long will it be ere thou be quiet? Put up thyself into the scabbard, rest and be still. In other words, put your sword away in its sheath or scabbard and take a break. Just rest a little while. How long are you going to be doing all this? Be quiet for a minute. How long are you going to be in error? How can it be quiet, seeing the Lord hath given it a charge against Ashkelon and against the seashore? There hath he appointed it. Well, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Against Moab, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled. Kirithaim is confounded and taken. Misgab is confounded and dismayed. There shall be no more praise of Moab in Heshbon. They have devised evil against it. Come, let us cut it off from being a nation. Also, thou shalt be cut down, O madmen. The sword shall pursue thee. A voice of crying shall be from Horonaim, spoiling the great destruction. Moab is destroyed, and her little ones have caused a cry to be heard. Where did you go, George? What did you win, Simpson? I think they left. I hope not. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to them for a minute. For in the going up of Luhith, continual weeping shall go up. For in the going down of Horonaim, the enemies have heard a cry of destruction. Flee, save your lives, and be like the heath in the wilderness. For because thou hast trusted in thy works, and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken. And Chemosh shall go forth into captivity with his priests and his princes together. And the spoil shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. The valley also shall perish, and the plains shall be destroyed, as the Lord hath spoken. Give wings unto Moab, that it may flee and get away. For the cities thereof shall be desolate, without any to dwell therein. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Moab hath been at ease from his youth, and he hath settled on his lees. In other words, they've had it easy their whole lives. They've not had to fight for anything. They've rested on their laurels, so to speak, and hath not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither hath he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed. In other words, he hasn't taken on the properties of another country because he's never been sold into slavery or captured. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send unto him wanderers that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel for their confidence. How say ye, we are mighty and strong men of war? Moab is spoiled and gone up out of her cities, and his chosen young men are gone down to slaughter, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasteneth fast. All ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, how is the strong staff broken and the beautiful rod? Thou daughter that dost inhabit Dibon, come down from thy glory and sit in thirst, for the spoiler of Moab shall come upon thee, and he shall destroy thy strongholds. O inhabitants of Aurora, stand by the way and espy, or pay attention. Ask him that fleeth and her that escapeth, and say, what is done? Moab is confounded, for it is broken down. Howl and cry, tell ye it in Arnon that Moab is spoiled, and judgment is come upon the plain country, upon Holon, and upon Jehaza, and upon Mephathah, and upon Dibon, and upon Nebo, and upon Beth Diblathaim, and upon Kirithaim, and upon Beth Gamal, and upon Beth Meon, and upon Kiroth, and upon Basra, and upon all the cities of the land of Moab, far and near. The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, saith the Lord. Make ye him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord. Moab also shall wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision, or divided. For was not Israel a derision unto thee? He was found among thieves, for since thou spakest of him, thou skippest for joy. O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. In other words, live in little caves. Get out of that city. Go find refuge somewhere else. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and his haughtiness of his heart. What goeth before the fall? Pride. I know his wrath, saith the Lord, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry for all Moab. Mine heart shall mourn for the men of Kiriz. O vine of Sibmah, I will weep for thee with the weeping of Jazer. Thy plants are gone over the sea. They reach even to the sea of Jazer. The spoiler is fallen upon thy summer fruits and upon thy vintage, or thy wine. and joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field and from the land of Moab, and I have caused wine to fail from the wine presses. None shall tread with shouting. Their shouting shall be no shouting. From the cry of Heshbon even to Elilah, even unto Jahaz. They have uttered their voice from Zor even unto Horonaim, as an heifer of 3 years old, or a little cow, baby cow, whines all the time. For the waters also, Nimrim shall be desolate. Moreover, I will cause to cease in Moab, saith the Lord, him that offereth in high places, and him that burneth incense to his lowercase g gods. Therefore mine heart shall sound for Moab like pipes, and mine heart shall sound like pipes for the men of Kiriz, because the riches that he hath gotten are perished. They're gone. For every head shall be bald, and every beard clipped. Upon all the hands shall be cuttings, and upon the loins sackcloth. There shall be lamentation generally upon all the housetops of Moab, and in the streets thereof. For I have broken Moab like a vessel, wherein there is no pleasure, saith the Lord. They shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How hath Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and dismaying to all them about him. Moab's not going to fare very well, folks. For thus saith the Lord, behold, he shall fly as an eagle, and shall spread his wings over Moab. Kiroth is taken, and the strongholds are surprised, and the mighty men's hearts in Moab at that day shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs, failing. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against the Lord. Fear and the pit and the snare shall be upon thee, O inhabitants of Moab, saith the Lord. He that fleeth from the fear shall fall into the pit. He that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in a snare. For I will bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. They that fled stood under the shadows of Heshbon because of the force. But a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Shihon, and shall devour the corner of Moab, and the crown of the head of the tumultuous ones. Woe be unto thee, O Moab! The people of Chemosh perisheth, for thy sons are taken captives, and thy daughters captives. Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, saith the Lord. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. And that's as far as we're going to go today, folks. We're going to stop at 49:1. We'll pick up tomorrow night, see what happens. Man, what an intense book. Powerful, terrifying, little frightening. I do not want to be those people. However, I hope that this book has touched your heart and caused you to learn something, or maybe ponder some things, maybe question the nature of your reality or your relationship with your Father. Perhaps it's even softening you up a little bit to know that you can change for the better and follow the will of the Lord and be rewarded for it. Won't you please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notifications of when I'm going to be online and when new videos drop. Smash that like button. Smash it hard, smash it once. It's free. It's right in front of you. It takes absolutely no effort at all, and it really does help the channel with the algorithms. There's no reason not to. Just press it. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Drink your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critically. That's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you dig the word of God and you can see the value in what I'm trying to create, if you feel led to send tithes, offerings, or love offerings, or if you'd like to just be part of something special and help me build this platform, or if you just want to pat me on the back and say, hey, nice job, Jake, won't you consider supporting this channel by going to paypal.me/Jake Johnson Band. PayPal.me/Jake Johnson Band. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing to me. It's a blessing to you too. God does notice these things. We do, however, live in a reciprocal universe. With that, I will take whatever questions and comments you may have, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, that was intense and horrific. Yes, it was. Did I lose everybody? They popped in and popped out? I think I did. Oh, well, you can't win them all. They showed up for a minute anyway. That means something. However, if you guys happen to pop back in, I'd like to talk to you. I hadn't heard from you in a while. Be nice to hear from you. Chit chat a little. Tell me what's going on in your lives. Did you have a good Mother's Day, April? Were you treated and spoiled? Hopefully, yes, to all the above. I wonder what section 1. He didn't tell me. Come on, everyone, hit that like button, and much love to all. Feed Jake. God bless us all. Thank you, Abe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a whole lot. You have no idea how much. Still hadn't answered my question, though. Did you have a good Mother's Day? Were you pampered and spoiled and treated like a queen? You should be. It's your day. If you were here, I'd treat you that way. I enjoyed love. Thanks for reading tonight. I love you true always. Thank you, sweetheart. Me too. I love you too. Andrew, from the bottom of my heart. I really do. You know, poo-hoo. Knock, knock. You're not listening to me at all, are you? That's all right. I understand. Life is complicated. I won't ask again. My hair is doing all kind of crazy things tonight. It's just must be the humidity. At least I'm not going bald. That's a good thing. Yes, it was nice. Went to dinner, and yes, sorta. Well, I love you anyway. Happy Mother's Day. Just know that if I were close enough, I'd pamper you. Somebody needs to. I don't have a mama to pamper anymore, so got to turn my attention somewhere. Anyway, hope you had a good one. And that goes for all of you out there in internet land. I hope you had a good one too. Hope you got lots of flowers and chocolates and whatever else happens on Mother's Days. And above all, I hope that God blesses each and every one of you, just like he blesses me on a daily basis. I am grateful for that. I have lots and lots and lots of love. So I appreciate it a lot. It was a nice day today. Nice, intense read. Felt good. Felt like I was doing something. Who's there? It was great. Got to see Brother Mike, Kane, and Sonny, and Devin. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad everybody was able to get together and be a family on Mother's Day. I saw no one today. Spent the whole day by myself. I did work on my motorcycle a little bit yesterday, not today. Sorry. Forgot about that. Hey, there's a Caucasian. Hi, folks. Be sure to like the stream. Thank you, sir. Hit that like button. How you doing, Caucasian? You having a good day, sir? I hope you are. I hope your weather's nice. It's been kind of rainy and cold up here. I mean, yesterday was bright and sunny and hot. Today, freezing cold outside. Overcast all day and chilly. Had dinner, and yes, it was nice having family. Hello, Sasquatch, says April. The old Caucasian Sasquatch. I had an argument the other day about your kind. I'm plotting a plan to con my neighbor out of a barn truck. I'm going to give her far too much money. That doesn't sound like a good con, buddy. Thanks for dropping in, Squatch. That don't sound like that plan's going to work in your favor. You're supposed to give her far too little money for the trade. But if you want the barn truck, so be it. Do what you got to do. Hey, love, it's been hot. It's been cold here all day. Like in the 50s, 60s. I don't have a, where's it at? 50 degrees. Low at 45 tonight. Supposed to get down to 45 degrees tonight. That's how cold it is outside compared to yesterday, which was 80 degrees. Weird weather, I'm telling you. Hard to believe the rain cooled it off that much. Just say a prayer for Joe. He's not doing very good. He had to stay home. I'm sorry to hear that. Father, please watch over Joe. You know who he is and you know what he has need of. We ask that you lay your hands upon him and keep him safe and pull him through the night. Thank you, Father, in your Son, Jesus Christ's precious name we pray. Amen. Hope that helps. Well, value is hard to determine. It's a 94 with 9,000 miles. It's an Isuzu. What's that worth? About $300. What kind of condition is it in and does it run? Running means a lot. Look it up under Blue Book bag. Pretty much tell you what it's worth if it runs. Does it run? Does it have all the windows and does it have all four tires? It's in mint condition. Almost certainly will drive it out. Is it that little like RAV4 looking thing that you were telling me about? Might be worth about $800. I'd say 800. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. What are you planning on giving her? I say it's about 800. That'd be my top dollar. That's exactly what you were thinking. Well, see, there you go. That's sight unseen. That's just knowing that it runs and has all four tires and all the windows. About $800. I wouldn't pay $1,000 for it. That's too much. It's a 94 after all. That's over 20 years old. So technically it's a classic. I might go 1,000 because I've seen it. Well, that's up to you. I wouldn't. It's really not worth it. It's over 20 years old. However, objectivity is in the eye of the beholder, and it might be worth $1,000 to you. And if it is, pay it. You know, the art of the deal is being able to walk away from the deal. But If it's one of those things you don't want to walk away from, then you'll pay $1,200 for it, you know. And I said 9,000. No, I said 800. Oh, 9,000 miles. Yes. I think he meant 90,000. 9,000 is a little hard to believe for a 20-year-old car. It's the same color as my channel colors and rare enough to be interesting. I hear you. Did you mean 90,000 or 9,000? There's only got 9,000 miles on it. It might be worth $1,000. That means there's literally no wear on the motor at all. It was never driven. Okay, 9,000 miles. Well, pay it. You found it. But if it's only got 9,000 miles on it and they haven't tampered with the odometer, it might be worth $1,000. That's a pretty good motor. But you also got to consider how long it's been sitting, and that can hurt a motor just as bad as dogging it will. Hopefully, he drained all the fluids out of it. Yeah, sitting for a long time will run a car right on down into the dirt if you ain't careful. Have critters building nests in the motor and shit. It's not pretty. You leave a lawnmower sitting for a year and you won't be able to crank it up, even if it ran when you parked it. Yeah, what Jake said. Yep, I'll drive it to my mechanic, less than a mile. Good deal. But when you buy it, how about send me that old piece of shit truck you got? What do you want for that thing? I need a vehicle. Get her done. Epic. That sounds like a good deal, though, for real, if you can get it. And if he took care of the motor, man, you might be sitting on a gold mine. It might be the best car you ever had. Practically brand new. If he took care of the motor, if it didn't rot sitting there. But you've seen it, I haven't, so I don't know what kind of condition it's in. But I'd say you're pretty smart. You're smart enough to know. So I don't know. Let me get this done and I'll discuss it. Okay. Fair enough. True. Okay. But I tell you what, I had a fairly good show last night. That was kind of fun. I wish I could have filmed some of it. Mint, been dry since 95, even has intact cover. Okay, well, if he kept it covered, surely he drained the fluids out of it, which would be a good move. I'd say you might be on to something, buddy. I'm proud for you. I hope you get it, and I hope it's everything you want it to be. And I got 2 shows coming up next weekend, but they're closer to home. Although I did get to ride in style, it was a pretty long ride last night. About 2.5 hours. Which don't seem like much until you've played a show for 4 hours and you're ready to go to bed. Then 2.5 hour ride is a long ride. But it ain't nothing that a bottle of Yoo-Hoo and 2 Mountain Dews won't fix. I can tell you that. Faux show. Much love, y'all. I know, Jake, I came in, you weren't there, but I watched and shared. Oh, you talking about the little videos I put out last night? Yeah, well, they were only a couple minutes long each, you know. I didn't really expect anybody to watch them when I filmed them, but thank you for popping in. Anyway, they were just little shorts. I was just trying to show off what was going on. I don't even know if they turned out well or not. I hadn't watched them yet. I bet. Holy moly. And don't be betting, holy moly. You might lose. Maybe I figure if the engine or trans is trashed, I'll put a Vortec V6 in it, supposed to bolt right on. Probably will. I don't know. That's a Chevrolet motor, Vortec. That's what kind of what kind of motor my S10 had in it that one of my cousins ended up with. Little L Jake for sure. But also, a lot of those little cars are made at the same company, regardless of what name is on them. So it might pop right in there. I don't know. It would double the horsepower. Yep, it probably would. It was a pretty strong little motor that was in my truck. So, and if it's a RAV4, I'm guessing it's a 4-cylinder stick shift. So you get a V6 put in it. That'd be pretty sweet. Anyway, I'm proud of you. I think you did good. If you can manage to get that deal, talk her out of it. But don't show her how excited you are because she'll want more money. You chilled on Hippie's channel late. It was great. That's cool. I can't swear to it, but I think it's a V6 4x4 kit. It might be. I don't know. I know a RAV4 is a 4-cylinder, but I know you said it was not one. It just looked like one. So I don't know what it would be. And I'm not familiar with that model. So, but I'd say it's 4x4 so you can drive on the beach with it. The way you described it reminds me of one of those little surfers would have, one of those little cars a surfer would have. He mentions you and spread the love to all his channel to come check you out. And I thanked him. It's great. Well, tell him I said thank you too, and I appreciate that. I will have to check his channel out. I haven't got a chance to do it yet, but I've been thinking about it. And I hadn't seen him in a couple of days. I kind of expected him to show up tonight. Maybe he'll be here tomorrow. Who knows? Tonight seems to be all around kind of slow, but it is Mother's Day, so I kind of expected that. Amigo had 3 engine kits. Only the 4x4 had the yellow factory paint. Guess it's factory. Guess so. If it only had the yellow paint and you say it's yellow, then it must be factory. I saw Doctor Strange last night. OMG, it was amazing. That's great. My son wants to see that movie. There's going to be a part 3. Yep. That don't surprise me at all. They're trying to get that money. I love Hippie. He's tons of fun. I'll certainly check him out. Try and spread the love a little bit. You know me, time I get through though, I'm ready to go to bed. That's the reason I hadn't checked it out yet. He was on late, so he's spending time with his wife. Well, you can't fault a man for spending time with his wife. Yes, they are hilarious. I love them. All right, you've convinced me. I'll go check it out. All right, boys and girls, it's 11 or it's 9:50. We got about 10 minutes to go. Almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, I really didn't expect much of a crowd tonight because it being Mother's Day and all. I kind of figured everybody'd be out. I'd be by myself. So thank you for coming, both of you. A Buzz Lightyear movie. Well, that sounds about 10 years out of date. About like waiting for a Batman movie. Yeah, I want to see the new Top Gun movie. I don't care too much about Buzz Lightyear. Didn't you say you also saw that new Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Is that any good? I should care about Buzz Lightyear. Why? Mwah. Lots of love. Hugs and kisses all the way around. I think I'm going to get on to bed. I'm starting to go cross-eyed. I love you guys with all my heart. Thank y'all so much for taking care of me tonight, hanging out with me, and having such good conversations. I love you, true. Won't you do me a favor when you face the world tomorrow? Go out there with a little kindness in your quiver. See if it don't change your life. Throw some of them love arrows in those directions of people that need it. Just be nice. That's all you got to do. And it will change you from the inside out, make your life complete and whole and bulletproof. Promise it will. Maybe not bulletproof, but everything else for sure. Take care of yourselves and each other. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being friends. I love you. You say it's better than the first Sonic, huh? Well, I downloaded it the other night. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'm going to give it a shot, though. That new Star Trek Strange New Worlds was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was a lot better than what they've offered thus far. It's all about Buzz, not the others. Okay. You mean Tails? I don't know. I hadn't seen it. The first one was just about Sonic, so we'll see. Anyway, you guys be good. I love you. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow night, 8:30 sharp, regardless of what the phone says. Have a good night. Peace.